we spoke about percentage of population, Muslims and Christians in Bethlehem, we spoke about 70-30, which means until the year 2000, 70% of the population in Bethlehem was Muslim and 30% was Christian. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that many of the Christian families who live nowadays in Bethlehem, they lived there during the last 900 years. Remember that in the year 1099, when the Crusaders came to the Holy Land, when the Crusaders established their kingdom here, in those days Bethlehem became to be a 100% Christian city. In those days, many Christian families moved to live in Bethlehem, so since then we have many Christian families who live there. So I repeat, many of the Christian families that nowadays you see in Bethlehem, they lived there during the last 900 years. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that during the last 900 years, the one and the only way for the Christians in Bethlehem to make a living was to make what we can call in slang religious souvenirs. Remember that Bethlehem was and still is very famous with few types of items. Number one, as we said before, the olive wood carvings. Remember that Bethlehem is the source of the olive wood carvings in this country. Why and how? Because this morning, when you will be in Bethlehem, you will see that in Bethlehem there are thousands of olive trees. Most of the olive trees in Bethlehem belong to the Christian families. What they do during the last 900 years, from time to time, they used to cut some of the branches from their olive trees, and from the olive wood branches, they make the beautiful olive wood carvings. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that many of the carvings remind us many important stories from the Bible. For example, this morning in Bethlehem, you will see many beautiful nativity sets which are made of olive wood. Or some other of the olive wood carvings remind us the story about the Last Supper. So many of the carvings that you will see show Jesus and the disciples around the table in the upper room during the time of the Last Supper. Or some other carvings remind us the story about the agony in Gethsemane, and some other carvings, of course, remind us the story about the crucifixion. So, olive wood carving, something which is very unique to Bethlehem. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that olive wood is known as an important type of wood in Christianity. And why is that? Because 2000 years ago, when the Romans crucified Jesus, the type of wood that the Romans used in order to make the cross for Jesus, ladies and gentlemen, was an olive wood. This is why, since then, olive wood became to be holy, an important type of wood in Christianity. Another important thing which is unique to Bethlehem, the mother of pearl. Bethlehem is known as the capital, the source of mother of pearl, which means that most of the jewelry that you see in many gift shops in this country that have the mother of pearl comes from Bethlehem. Bethlehem, ladies and gentlemen, is also very famous with icons. Remember